Last week, Canva made some huge announcements at their Canva Create event. This is always a really big event where they announce all their latest updates. Now, of course, you can go and watch Canva Create if you want to see all the different updates and everything that they've done. But I wanted to share with you some of the things that might be relevant for you as a small business owner that is going to help you with your design workflow for DIYing your own design so that designing graphics for your business feels all the more easy. So the big one, of course, was Canva AI 2.0. So this is some of the AI features they already had that have now been improved even more, as well as a few new ones. Now, to get early access to this, you need to go into Canva AI and type in Activate Superpowers. Now, when I first went to go and do this, it actually just said to me, I don't have superpowers. What are you talking about? I was like, why won't this work? So I actually logged out and logged back in. So if you do have issues, if it's not working for you, do try that. Log out, log back into Canva, and then try again. And then it's going to give you that ability to try all the new AI features. So some of the things you might find useful to help with your workflow is things like being able to connect apps. So if you've got data in other places, like on Notion or in Gmail, other kinds of apps, you can actually connect it with the AI so that it can bring that data into whatever you want to create, which can be really helpful that you don't have to go and log into one app here, log into another app there, get some data here and there. But you can sort of bring it in very easily. And so that can really help your workflow in that way. So if you've got a lot of information and instead of having to go copy paste or try and put it all together yourself, you can go connect it and then it can just pull from that data when it comes to creating different designs and things for you. What I like about this too is you're not starting from scratch. If you're trying to create something and you're like, oh, I think we need to base it off some data or some things we've been working on, by connecting to those other apps, it's going to help give you a starting point. You're not starting from scratch. They've also got things like scheduling tasks. So if there's something you do on repeat, it's going to allow you to actually schedule them. So you can say, do this every Monday, for example, and it will schedule it and do that. So if you have a lot of repeating tasks and you often use AI to do them, this will be very helpful for you because you can basically automate that. Now, what I've seen that they've done here is really make it a lot more like a lot of bigger AI tools out there. Like it now has memory, so you'll be able to create memory books with information so it remembers different things. You're not starting from scratch every time, which is very helpful because as you build up different information with it, you're not having to retell it everything all the time because you can build up those memories. It can also do research for you. So you're able to use Canva AI to get it to do some web research to help you with your designs, help you with what you're creating. It can go and do a little bit of research for you. So in many ways, you can use it as an agent so that you're not having to go over here, go over there, try and pull all these things together. It can do all that kind of work for you and you can just hang out in Canva and do the work all in Canva. Another cool thing is if you generate a graphic with AI, it is now layered, which makes it so much more easy to use because you're not having to keep trying to get it to fix something that's not quite right. You're not arguing with AI saying you didn't do this right. Can you change this, change that? Whatever it's created is now in layers. So then you can go in and edit, fix things up. You can use it as a starting point even, and then, really tweak it, make it more what you want. Because it's in layers, it's so much more usable and much more editable to really be able to take something that AI creates and then actually turn it into more what you are after. So if you're one of those people that gets really frustrated where AI gets almost there but not quite, and you're like, oh, can you just get this bit right? Can you just change this? And it just isn't getting it. This is very helpful. Being able to have those layers means you can get in there and make those tweaks and changes very easily. Now, I know that AI isn't for everyone, or you might only just dabble with it a bit, not use it heaps. So let's have a look at some of the other really cool things that they've also updated as well. So first of all, they've done a lot of things to improve workflow ease. So one of those things includes being able to print from your computer directly. So something that I often found very frustrating is if you want to print something that you've created on Canva, especially if I was like trying to create a worksheet for my kids for schoolwork or something where I just was creating something that's just specifically something that I'm going to print, the fact that I would have to download that as a PDF, go and open the PDF, then print it was rather frustrating. And they have fixed this. So you can actually print directly from Canva now, which makes a huge difference. It makes it so much more easy. If you're creating a design that you want to print, you're not having to do all this extra work to get to that point. You can just print directly from Canva. So this is really great for workflow. They've also added Canva offline. Now it does have limitations. There's a lot of things like elements and that you can't access offline, but it's really helpful if you're trying to work on the go. Maybe you're stuck on a train, maybe you're stuck in a doctor's office with really poor Wi-Fi. If you're in a situation where you want to keep designing, but you haven't really got a good internet connection, you can actually turn one of your designs offline and you can keep on editing. So you won't be able to add new elements to your page necessarily, but you can keep editing what's already on the page. So you might want to just load up a design, put a lot of things that you want to use on a page, put it offline when you're in that situation where you can't be online, and you can keep on going, keep on editing it. And so not being able to access internet isn't going to stop you from actually keep going with your design work. So especially when you're in a situation where you've got time to spend, when you're stuck on a train or stuck in a waiting room or something, this can be very, very helpful because you can keep going, you can get some work done, and you're not having to worry about having internet access either. Then there's the print shop. So this really helps with your workflow for making it very, very easy now to get things printed, whether you put it on a mug, a shirt, all kinds of different things. If you want to create a poster, some flyers, it makes it super, super easy to do all this. So basically you go in the print shop, you find the thing that you want to be able to create, you open it up and it gives you the exact dimensions, the X size, everything. So you're not going to have to, work out, it's this many centimeters and try and set up a page. No, it's all there ready for you. So you just open it up, put your design in, and then you can see live too how it's actually going to look on that actual product. So you can tweak it if it's not quite exactly right until you're happy with it, and then you can order the print. So it makes the whole process of getting something printed very, very easy. And then another very cool one is components. So if there's certain collection of elements that you use again and again, you can, instead of having to go, oh God, where did I last use that? Which design? Okay, copy, paste. Now go back to the design I'm working on now, paste that in, that whole annoying process. You can actually save it as a component and it will save it in your brand kit that you can then reuse those components very easily again and again. And that is so helpful. This is something I often have used in web design. So Webflow does this, where if you want to repeat a whole design, a whole collection of elements over and over on different pages, it creates as a component, so you're not having to recreate it every page. So now you can do that with graphics within Canva. If there's a particular component, something that you're using again and again, maybe it's some sort of call to action or some sort of branded element that you find you constantly use, you can save that as a component, saving you a lot of time and making it super easy to repeat those elements. So then there's video updates. So if you like using Canva for editing video, making things like reels and short videos and things like that, you're going to probably really love some of the updates they've done here. Of course, Canva already had captions for videos, but they have made it even better. And it feels a bit more like CapCut to me now. It's got all these cool different styles of captions you can now add, which is very cool because now it opens it up. You're not limited by only a few different caption styles. You can really find the caption style that suits you to really make your videos your own, find your own unique style by having your own cool caption style. Then there's photo to video, which is really cool if you have a photo, if you've got some static image and you want to bring it to life, turn it into a video. So maybe you're like, this is a great image, I want to include it in a reel, but I don't just want to show a photo. I want, something that's actually alive, something that's moving. It allows you to turn that into a 5-second video, which is really awesome because it means that any kind of image you've got, you can bring to life, which means you can create B-roll from photos. Yes, even images of you, a person, can actually be turned into video. If you're trying to create more B-roll and don't want to go and record more, go and find some photos and bring them to life with photo to video. And then there's magic video. So if you've got a series of videos you've recorded and you're like, okay, I need to actually turn this into a reel now, you can actually use magic video to get it to do that for you. So obviously it's not always perfect what AI does and you may need to go and edit, but if you're feeling stuck, it can sometimes be a real great starting point or even just help speed up the process where it can, start to put that together for you into something where it all flows really well, and then you can just get in there and tweak it and make it more exactly what you are after. Now, something that they haven't actually added yet, but they have promised is coming very soon, is sound generation. So if you want unique sounds for your videos, that includes music and sound effects, they're soon going to have some AI music generation where you can actually generate music, generate sound effects for your videos, which is really helpful when you just can't find the thing that you want or you want something unique that isn't copyright. This will be really, really helpful. Now, image and and graphic updates. So first of all, we have upscale. Now this was in an app somewhere, but now it's a lot easier to access, where basically if you've got a blurry photo or a very small photo and you need something that is bigger, better quality, it's going to be able to improve that photo for you, which is very helpful for when you've got something old or you found something that's perfect but you really need it bigger and it's not that great. It's going to be able to fix that photo for you, which really takes away those limitations when you find images and you're like, that was right, but oh, it's just not big enough. Well, now you're able to fix it up. We've got the decorate feature. So if you've been working on a design and you're like, it really needs more, but I'm feeling a bit stuck, or maybe I'm in a rush and maybe you've been working on a webinar, you're running real short on time, you're like, these pages are feeling a bit boring, I just need to add some more and I just need to get it done. You can actually use decorate and basically just give it a prompt, say, I just need to add these kind of elements to it, and it can do it for you. It can generate some elements that go with your page, match it really nicely, work with what's already there, and finish off your design. So I think this one would be really helpful when you're stuck or in a pinch, when you have got something that is a bit bland or boring at the moment, you don't have a lot of time to muck around with it, and you just need to fancy it up a bit. You can use this tool to very quickly add some more to your page and make it more interesting. It could also be great too if you're just stuck, if you're working on a page that's quite boring and you're like, I just don't know what else to really add here. You can sort of give it a bit of a prompt saying, you know, this is sort of the feel that I want to create, you know, just sort of tell it what you do know right now and see what it comes up with. And it may really help you if you're feeling stuck with a page to get unstuck by seeing what it adds and what it creates for you. Another thing they've updated is copy style. Now this is something they already had before, where if you've got a graphic, you can copy the style of that graphic to another graphic, but now you can also do that to photos, which is really cool. So if you have a photo of yourself, of an object, an animal, anything where you've got a photo and you actually want to make it into a graphic, you can actually find a graphic that's the style that you want and you can paste that style onto that photo. So you can actually turn any photo into a graphic and a graphic style that you actually want. So if you've got a particular brand graphic style, you don't have to feel limited by just graphics that are out there. If you've got photos you actually want to turn into those graphics, you can now do that. There's huge brand possibility here. So you could use photos of yourself, of, you know, brand mascot type elements. So things that, you know, people associate with your brand, whether that's your pet or your favorite drink, anything like that. If you've got photos of them, you could now turn them into graphics that match your brand style and use them in your designs. And then we have effects on shape. Now shapes before, we could just change the color, change the size, add some text. Couldn't do a huge amount with shapes, but now we have shape effects. Now I did talk about this very briefly in my last video about shadows, how you can now add shadows to shapes, but there's also heaps of other effects in there too, not just shadows. So we can actually do a lot more to our shapes now to add a lot more interest to them so they don't have to feel like flat, boring shapes anymore. Now there are heaps more updates, but I mostly wanted to touch on the ones that I think are relevant to you. Now there is one more that I think that you will really enjoy, and that is the update that they've done to emails. Now you could already design emails in Canva and then you could download that as a HTML. But now you can connect it to more email software so that it is very easy to send these beautiful emails. And it's not going to feel too techie or complicated with trying to mess around with HTML anymore. You can now integrate with Flowdesk, which I am super excited about, being a Flowdesk user and a Flowdesk partner. So the fact that you can now design something in Canva and then send it straight to Flowdesk is amazing, because it really just opens things up for creating any kind of email designs you want to create. But if you're not a Flowdesk user, they've also included Klaviyo, Constant Contact, and MailChimp. So if you are using any of them or have been considering moving to any of them, you'll be able to very easily design beautiful emails in Canva and then send them off to any of those platforms to be able to send out to your email subscriber. So have some fun playing around with these new features, and coming up I'll be sure to go a little bit more in depth on some of these features that I think will be really helpful to you as a DIY designer creating graphics for your brand, so that you can create in a way that eases your workflow and makes you feel more confident designing. And of course, if you'd like to learn more about branding, graphic design, and creativity, be sure to subscribe, and happy creating.